What's up, guys? Welcome to this little post PlayStation 5 announcement channel. We're going to be discussing our PlayStation 5 expectations before and after the announcement. And right now, I've got two guests with me, Robin and Dennis. So, Robin and Dennis, how are you guys? How are things going? Let's start with Robin. How are things going, man?
All right, things are decent. I guess as decent as 2020 can be.
Yeah, exactly. And you, Dennis, how are things going?
Things are pretty good actually. Can't complain. Quite busy, so yeah, I like it.
I want to be you when I grow up. Okay. So anyway, this is a very short video. I'm just going to ask you guys a couple of questions about the PlayStation 5, our expectations before and after the announcement. So let's just jump straight into it. Let me start with you, Dennis. What were your expectations of the PlayStation 5 before it was announced, and what was your reaction after it was announced?
Okay, so basically before it was announced, I was expecting to see the box. I was expecting to know the price. I was expecting to see AAA games. I was expecting to see what their system seller would be. Expectations were quite high, but my personal expectations were low because I know how like these guys have been edging us. I don't know if that's PC to
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, how these things go.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, afterwards I was really impressed with the whole presentation. It was like an hour, 32 hours, something like that. Like it flew by.
1
They
hour
showed,
20 somewhere there. Yeah.
yeah, they showed a bunch of games. They showed so many different genres, and they deliberately marketed it as a family console. By family, I mean a console for everyone, and not in a Microsoft Xbox One type way where they're like, it's for everyone in the family, TV, radio. No, it's like, here's a game for your 3-year-old, for your 7-year-old, for your 10-year-old, all the way to your 40-year-old. There are games for everyone. It's a video game console, but it's for everyone. And I think that's very important. And I think something that I guess I'll talk about stuff that most people might not take note of that is actually going to be very big. GTA 5 being free to play at launch, basically making GTA 5 a launch title is extremely huge. That's like you get a PS5, you got GTA 5. Whether you own any disc or whatever, that's a big game that you can play online. That's a huge deal, a very big deal. And also the fact that most of those games are probably going to be coming out by January or March, so they are launch window games. And the fact that a lot of them aren't shooty bang bang games goes to show that they are going for a huge audience, not just the typical old style Call of Duty, FIFA, type audience, which is huge, but by them going for that huge general audience, you're going to see Minecraft numbers, you're going to see Fortnite numbers. So yeah, that's actually really big. I like the indie games they showed, or the mid-game AA type games. I like that Horizon was shown. That was a big plus for me. I've been looking forward to see what Horizon.
Like that.
Yeah, that's my game of game of the show. So stuck on E3, but yeah, if the E3, that would be my game of the show. Kino. I like the form factor. Okay. Although when we saw the comparison of what it looks like compared to the other consoles, it's actually the biggest console. It's bigger than the Xbox Series X. Like it is a really chunky thing.
I've been wondering about its size actually, because when I see the slot for the CD-ROM, it's quite small compared to the rest of the console. So I'm like, do they have smaller discs, or is this thing really tall?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And one last thing. Speaking of discs, them having the SKU of a discless
digital
version, and one with the optical drive, that's really good. Good timing again. If Xbox did this, Xbox tried it, but we really weren't ready for that. Was it 6-7 years ago? But now I feel like everybody who's got a PS4 probably has half their library digitally. So we're kind of used to the idea of playing games without a disc. Like everyone has Fortnite, everyone has Apex, everyone has Call of Duty Warzone, and Warzone just released an 84 GB patch, and people somehow downloaded that. So I think people are now used to the idea of getting their games digitally. And if it's cheaper than the physical version, it could be a way that Sony uses to sell as many systems as possible.
Robin, let me jump to you. What were your expectations and what was your reaction?
Well, the thing is, for starters, everything that I predicted was based on pre-existing rumors. And if all the predictions were correct, it would still be a very good show. And for the most part, most of the stuff that was predicted was there. There was a few things which I thought would be there, which weren't there. And I can't blame anybody for me getting hyped for something that was rumored and then being disappointed when it doesn't come. That's setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah,
But for the most part, the stuff that was predicted, like New Horizon, new Ratchet and Clank, Demon Souls remake, new Gran Turismo, all that stuff was there, and I was satisfied on that front. There was the one major surprise for sure was Spider-Man. I didn't think they'd be able to get a new Spider-Man there at launch because it came out in 2016, and it blew me away that okay, this will be the launch thing. That's why the recent news that it's a smaller scale standalone title, maybe the best thing to say that it's like is that Uncharted Lost Legacy, Infamous First Light. It's you will reuse assets, but it will reuse assets, but a smaller scale. So that makes more sense to me. But that's for me, like that's the Megaton reveal. Bunch of other stuff I wanted wasn't there. I wanted to see a new Final Fantasy game, for example. Didn't get that, but for the most
I don't
part,
think
I
we'll
think
get a new
okay.
Final Fantasy when Final Fantasy 7 is super ripe right now. So I don't think we'll get any new Final Fantasy.
Yeah, MF7 is F7, but you know how it goes.
However, Project Athia is it's a tech demo or whatever. But Gary Whitta. So when I saw Project Athia, I was like, this game's never coming out because like whenever Square Enix releases a video on its project, whatever, it's never coming out. So I completely wrote it off. But when Gary Whitta was like, I've been working on this with a crack team. This is like a AAA game Square Enix. I've been working on this for a few years. I'm like, okay, if this man has been working on this, it's probably like a real game. It's not just a tech demo. So it's definitely going to come out. So I'm excited for
The thing is, it will come out. We just don't know when. Square Enix, they said that we want to start announcing things and actually releasing them in good time, but you never know if they're actually going to do it. So anyway, Project Athia did nothing for me because like I barely saw anything. It was a few seconds. I like that there's a black woman as a protagonist. More diversity is always good, but it's like I don't know how it plays, so I can't say anything really.
Anyway, I neglected to introduce myself. My name is Sin, and I hope Malindi has finally joined in. Malindi, can you hear us? Can you speak to us from the far beyond?
Yeah, finally.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Let me ask you this. What were your expectations of the PlayStation 5 before it was announced? And what's your reaction? What was your reaction after we got the full details? I guess they're not full details because I still think there's still so much more we'd like to know about.
Okay, so before, like if we're talking about hardware, in terms of hardware, like obviously I had seen a lot of, funny concept art about the PS5. And so I was like, I was expecting something really horrible. So I was like, not getting my hopes up. I was like, are we about to see a spaceship of a console or something? I was really just keeping my fingers crossed and stuff. But then, like after the review, when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not to die for. Like, I don't see myself painting over it. Like, it's not that wow. I feel like they were trying too hard to get it to look futuristic.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was
Looks
just
like an
me.
alien.
Honestly,
I
mean,
get what you mean. I also haven't settled with the new design, the hardware
yeah,
design.
yeah,
A bit out there and kind of like you have to get used to it. And then when I saw that you make it
yeah.
sit on a little saucer for it to sit sideways, you know?
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
was weird. So I was like, I mean, okay, the router can play games now. It's okay. It's not that bad.
It's going to
You
be a
know,
giant router. Giant router.
but I like that there's
So
a digital version of it. Like that's kind of innovative, you know. Like if you're not for discs and stuff for whatever reason, and you just feel, you know what, I'm like a digital person, so let me just not pay the extra. Maybe it's $50 or something, and let me get the digital version or whatever.
okay. I'll stick with you, Malindi, still. Let me ask you the next question. So, what console feature are you most excited about on when it comes to the PlayStation 5?
That's a tough one. Honestly, I feel like what the air quotes, the new stuff they've added is stuff that I've somehow already experienced before. Like, for example, other consoles. Like, for example, if we talk about haptic feedback on the new controllers, I mean, Switch already has that.
Hello.
So
HD rumble.
Exactly.
HD rumble. Yeah.
you know, like Switch already has that. So I don't know. Maybe yeah, I'll be excited to experience it on PlayStation. You know, that's new. That's fun and stuff. What other
Not
new
a
features
console
am I
seller
excited?
anyway, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
it's nice to have.
it's just nice to
And
have.
Dennis, what do you think? Which feature are you most excited about, or are you even excited at all?
Now I'm very excited. The feature that I think is going to be the game changer, the one that will make you go, oh, so this is next gen, is 3D audio. So I don't know if any of you people have played Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice,
Yeah, I've
but if you
played it.
have,
Played it.
I
if you
played it.
have
It
and you
was
played it with
marvelous.
headphones,
I haven't played it
Yes.
yet.
yeah, if you
Oh, you
play the game
have
with
to play.
headphones,
It's on the Switch. Make sure you
yeah,
get
you
it.
should.
It is.
It's on everything.
Like GTA 5. Yeah, so
I'm tired of GTA 5. No more.
it's a PS3 game, guys. Anyway, yeah. So like, if you played Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice with headphones, you realize like the voices really do feel like they are inside your head and outside your head at different moments. And I feel like that's if you can imagine how that would be used in not just horror games, even like action games. And that's why the PS5 actually comes with the headphone because it's so important. They're like, look, we put so much effort into this. I know not many people either enjoyed or understood that Mark Cerny GDC talk that
I
PlayStation
kind of
had.
enjoyed it, but
Yeah.
mostly
I
because it
super
was a
enjoyed
very
it because for me,
calming.
like that's my thing. I love that stuff. Like I
The
watch
thing is,
Digital Foundry.
the Mark
I
Cerny
watched
talk.
Digital Foundry for fun. So watching that was like, oh, this is oh boy, here we go. So like the headphones were having them putting them in the box. It just goes to show you how important 3D audio is for this
But
kind of.
are we sure in the box they will be in the box? Because I think the headphones will be sold separately, but they're saying that the controller will
I feel
support
that.
3D audio and the console will have that whole Tempest engine support 3D audio. I don't think those Pulse headphones will be in the box. Maybe they'll have like a small headset with 3D audio similar to what comes with
Yeah,
the PSVR unit.
that weird one.
You know, I've been wondering, like, excuse me, I don't know all this technology very well, but I've been wondering, like, are we, or is there a system out there that can give us like 3D audio, but in your living room, like when you don't have to put on headphones? So certain
It's not
things
possible.
that,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
disappointed.
The
we can't have
closest you can do is
audio
probably
Surround
7.1
sound?
surround sound, but
Yeah,
they would
I
have to sit
guess.
in a very specific spot in the living room. Yeah, it's almost impossible.
To be able to get all the channels, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about you, Robin? The
Features.
feature that you were most excited about? Yeah.
Well, the thing is, in general, I'm actually very easy to please. For me, the new graphics and whatever, like, yeah, it's fine. I've heard all the talk of the SSD, how it's going to reduce, not only reduce loading times, it's going to change game design entirely. People are going to, those sections like you're playing God of War and then you've got to squeeze through a tight space, to mask loading times, or you
Yeah.
walking through the portals and stuff. They're saying that, with having SSDs as the base, you can design those out of the game entirely. So all that stuff is cool and all. For me, features, I didn't really care. I just want to see that, okay, this this console should be significantly better than the Xbox One X in terms of graphics, like, last gen in general. Should be better in terms of graphics, load times. The games should look fun and interesting. I want sequels to all the IP I liked before and stuff like. It's for me. It's about the games. Features don't really matter. I just hope it's quiet because the PS4 is a jet engine, and I really don't like playing it because it's so loud. And with the massive size of the PS5, it looks like it will probably be quiet. They've taken those things into account.
Personally, I I first I didn't know what to expect on the PS5, so I wasn't expecting much. Because one thing I know for sure, especially in the beginning, we're not going to see any extraordinary graphics, something out of this world where we're like, wow. For example, the jump we made from playing Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo to playing Tekken 2 on the PlayStation 1, for example.
PS1,
Back
3D
then,
jump.
yeah, did I say PS2? PS1. So yeah, the 3D jump, that was very significant. It was out of this world. At that time, we were playing Lara Croft. How boobs were pointy, like polygons and everything. But to us, it looked like it was perfect at that time. But now I don't think I can expect to see any serious leap. So I wasn't expecting too much on there because it really just depends on the art style of the game. And I think many people were sort of let down by Sony when they witnessed that there were quite a few games that were very stylized, not your typical FPS, very real looking kind of thing. I think that's a very good direction. At some point, I was actually saying this almost looks like some weird Nintendo Direct because the games were very colorful.
My thoughts exactly.
Different types of games. Yeah. So I was impressed by that. And the fact that they're just going ahead and just making it good. They'll innovate in terms of graphics as time goes when all the developers grasp how good the machine can get. But yeah, that was my thing on there. And then when it comes to the feature I'm most excited about, I can't really say I have any one particular feature I'm excited about. I'm really interested in experiencing the 3D audio because sometimes I actually find YouTube videos that have the 3D audio and I have my headphones in my head and just snap out. But I think I would love a comprehensive video editor on the machine. Like if I save a video, gameplay video, I can easily cut it up and upload it or just save it to something. I don't need it to be super extensive, just something useful, just something a little more useful than just saving the video and that's it.
Oh, isn't the Share Factory for that? It's actually pretty extensive from what I can see. I
I've
don't
never
use it.
explored it, so I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never used Share
Actually,
Factory
Okay.
either.
It's not bad. I see these guys who upload, some of Zambian guys who upload to YouTube. They use Share Factory as the video editor. You can add music, you can cut up, you can make GIFs or GIFs, whatever you want to call it. It's actually,
I
it's
didn't know
not
that.
bad.
Oh. It's gifts, by the way.
You should,
Oh, it's gifts. It's gifts, not gifts.
Yes.
It's gifts.
uh, fine GIFs. So, you should check out Share Factory, but with the way they're marketing the create button, maybe it'll be more extensive actually. So we'll see. how it looks.
Mhm.
There's
Okay.
actually so much they haven't shown.
Mhm.
Yeah, like just quickly, like when you're talking about the leap and graphical fidelity, like it'd be really remiss. I know it's like a meme now, but honestly speaking, ray tracing, real-time ray tracing is, in my opinion, I think as big as a leap from 2D to 3D. And it can be shown in any game. Like if you saw the Unreal Engine demo, when they shut off the ray tracing and turn it back on, it is like night and day. It is like playing a PS3 game and suddenly going to a PS5 game. Like just shutting off and on ray tracing. The best example I can give you is you look at the Minecraft ray
Minecraft,
tracing
yeah.
video, because you know what Minecraft looks
Yeah,
like.
I
And
saw
when
that.
you add ray tracing to
With ray
Minecraft,
trace is mind
it
blowing.
suddenly looks super polished, and there's nothing that's changed. It's just lighting. That's
Honest,
all.
lighting adds a
So
lot.
yeah, so if
Yeah,
you
I
do
think that's
ray
very
tracing,
good.
which is working on the system, and the developers are actually working with that in mind, oh my goodness, like your mind will be blown. But also you need the right TV. So our 1080p 60 hertz TVs, nah, not gonna cut it. You need a 4K
Sorry,
HDR
now
TV.
we need to
You know,
buy next
Okay.
week.
Dennis, I can have a mass. There's a lot to discuss about ray tracing, but we just don't have the time. But there's
No,
so
we
much to
don't.
say about ray tracing,
You know
the
what?
chasing of 4K,
We,
DLSS. Another time, There's a lot
yeah,
to discuss.
we can definitely talk about all that geeky stuff. You techie guys really know your stuff.
Honestly,
I'm
we'll
just
get to
there to
that.
enjoy the game, really. Just one last easy question here, just so that we can quickly wrap this up. Let's go to Malindi. From the games that were announced, uh, which one are you most looking forward to? Like looking forward to the most? Just give me one. Don't even line them up and say, okay, there was this one.
Oof, okay. I didn't even have to like look for it immediately. Horizon popped into my head, like it just appeared because it looks like it's going to be so good. I mean, I'm still playing Horizon right now on PS4. I'm like close to finishing, and just hearing that something else is coming out, like when I'm like still playing, I was like overwhelmed. I was like, wait, what? And
So low
it
key,
looks
you saw a spoiler because anyway, never mind. Let me not keep
Don't say anything.
saying. Okay, and Robin.
Same Horizon. Like I know that the actual for the star of the show is Ratchet and Clank, but Horizon was what I'm looking forward to the most because I really liked the first game. I liked it a lot. So Horizon 2, far and away.
Cool. And Dennis.
For me, it's Kenna Bridge of Spirits. I am very happy that finally someone else is trying to make a AAA Zelda game who is not Nintendo.
yeah.
Many have tried, many have fallen. The first Darksiders was a Zelda game, pretty much.
Darksiders 1, yeah.
Yeah, Okami
Oh,
is a
really?
Zelda game.
Oh yeah, it
So
was.
even the ones that try to like use that format are still like Okami is a legendary game. Darksiders 1 is a legendary game. It's a cult classic. So if Kenna is even just tries, like to be as good as classic 3D Dungeon Zeldas, which it seems Nintendo are not making those type of Zelda games anymore. They're just making open world games. So I'm super into that. Like it is something I'm very much looking forward to. So Kenna was my game.
Cool. And Robin.
And yourself?
Yes, tell us.
Did I already ask you, Robin? Though.
Yeah, I already said Horizon.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to talk about two games. So definitely, definitely, I think Horizon. It falls into the number one slot because of the comfort it gives me. I played Horizon, the first Horizon, and I enjoyed it to some extent. There were a few things I didn't enjoy about the sound. Yeah, it was mostly the sound actually. That there was a few sound effects that I did not really accept. My brain could not accept them as what should have been. But I'm very comfortable with the story. I like where things are going. In fact, the ending of the first Horizon was kind of like the beginning. Like, this is where the shit is happening.
Somebody hasn't finished it, so don't spoil
Yeah,
it.
I'm not going to spoil it. I hate spoilers, so I don't like spoiling anything for anyone. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to continuing the story. But inside that, I mean, just look at how colorful the game looks. The different environments, swimming underwater, the colors, the fishes, everything. The mech beasts or whatever you call them, they looked amazing. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now, onto my cheat. I really want to experience The Returner. There's something about that game. I hope the gameplay is going to be good, but the story, the tricky story of looping and shit going
Yeah, that
wild,
one looks
I like that.
The name is terrible, but the studio behind it they've got pedigree for arcade shooters, so gameplay should be safe.
Should be safe, huh? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. I play games mostly for the story. Of course, the gameplay should be fun, or else I'll drop the controller. But I play the games mostly for the story, and that one looks like it's got something to say. It's got something to say. I'm looking forward to that one. So, yeah, that's yeah, those two.
Right, fair enough.
So anyway,
Any prediction
guys,
on
I need
price?
to cut us short, unfortunately. I need to cut us short and wrap up. We're going to schedule another one of these probably, I don't know, in a couple of weeks. I'm going to invite all of you guys and also some new people so we can get fresh views. But thanks a lot for joining in, guys. Let's hope we get to see all these games that have been promised by Sony. Has it ever happened that like, for example, has it ever happened that Sony or Microsoft, oh yeah, they have scale bound, never mind. You know, and they promise you a game and it just never happens and you're there waiting for it. Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So thanks a lot. We'll catch you next time. Everyone, please like and share the video. So it's good night from us and ciao, guys.
Bye.
Right. See you guys.
Cut.
Production values, baby.